Welcome to MacMo Academy. In this video, we will learn rates in everyday life. So, the application of rates, how to find out unit rate and how to find out the particular amount. For example, if I have to travel from Karachi to Islamabad and I have to travel for 1900 kilometer, if 1 liter cost, uh, so how much amount I have to pay? So this is a very realistic question. A car requires 22 liter of petrol to travel 262 kilometer. Means a car travel 262 kilometers in 22 liters of petrol. So how much the car can travel in 63 liters of petrol? This is a very simple and very realistic question. So there are two patterns to find out the first part. So let's start the solution. A car requires 22 liter of petrol to travel a distance of 262 kilometers. Find the distance that the car can travel in 63 liters. So the first method is unitary method. So we will start with the statement in 22 liters car travels 262 kilometers. Then we will find for 1 liter unit rate. In 1 liter of petrol, car travel 262 divided by 22 kilometers. Let's simplify this first because this will help us a lot. 2 11s are 2 1s are 2, 2 3s are 6, 2 1s are 2. Now let's divide 131 by 11. 11 11s are 121. So we are left with 10. Now we will put a 0. 11 9s are 99. We are left with 1. Again we can put 0. So 11.90 something. So 11.9 kilometers. 11.9 kilometers. In 1 liter car travels 11.9 kilometers. Now they ask us to find out for 63 liters of petrol. So now it's very simple. How can we find out for 63 liter? Now we will say that in 1 multiplied by 63 will gives us 63. In 63 liters car travels, so we will multiply this also by 63, multiply by 63. So this will gives us 11.9 multiplied by 63. So 3 9s are 27, 3 1s are 3, plus 2 5, 3 1s are 3, 6 9s are 54, then 6 1s are 6, 11, then 6 1s are 6, 7. So 7 9 4 7. There is one decimal, after decimal it's only one place. So in 63 liters car can travel 749.7 kilometers. In 63 liters car can travel 749.7 kilometers. Now let's see the second part of the question. The amount that the car owner has to pay to travel a distance of 1904 kilometer if 1 liter cost 300 rupees. So let's connect it with the first part. To travel 1904 kilometer if 1 liter cost 300 rupees. So to find out that how much amount the car owner has to pay, first of all we need to find out how much liters of petrol would be consumed to travel 1904 kilometers. So our car is giving 11.9 kilometers in 1 liter of petrol. So now we will find out number of liters required. Number of liters of petrol required is equal to what we will do, we will divide 1904 by 11.9. So now let's see what it will gives us. So 1904 divided by 11.9 will gives us 160 liters of petrol. So 160 liters of petrol would be consumed to travel 1904 kilometer distance. Now we will find out amount he has to pay. Amount he has to pay to travel this much distance. So we will multiply 160 liters with 1 liter of petrol. So this will gives us the amount that the car owner has to pay. So 16 threes are 48. So 48,000 rupees the car owner has to pay. The car owner has to pay 48,000 rupees to travel 1904 kilometers distance. So this question is very much realistic, and it would be very much practical in your daily lives. You can find out your average of the car. You can measure that how many distance my car is giving in how many liters of petrol. For example, if you made your tank full of your car or bike, and you notice the reading on the meter, on the speedometer or odometer, so you have to note it down before filling the tank. Then after filling the tank, you have to consume the full tank, and then you have to see that how many kilometers my car has ran in how many liters of petrol. So you need to divide those kilometers with number of liter. You get the answer of 1 liter of petrol. Then if you know your average of the car, that in 1 liter how many kilometers my car is giving, then you can find it for any number of liters of petrol, and you can find out that amount I have to pay to travel, for example, Karachi to Lahore, Karachi to Islamabad, or somewhere else. Now viewers, let's look at this question. This is again very realistic question. So 200 gram of fertilizer is required for a plot of land that has an area of 8 meters square. So in the first part, we need to find the amount of fertilizer, means how much fertilizer would be required for an area of 14 meters square. So now let's look at over here. So what is unknown? So how much, find the amount of the fertilizer. So we will see that fertilizer is unknown, and fertilizer and area is given in both the cases. So whatever is unknown, we try to keep it on our left hand side. So unknown quantity we will write on the left hand side. We will write, known quantity we keep it on our left hand side, and unknown quantity we keep it on our right hand side. So how to start this question? So how much area is given? 8 meter square area is fertilized by 200 gram of fertilizer. So how we will start this question? 8 meter square area is fertilized by 200 grams of fertilizer. Now we will find out for 1 meter square area is fertilized by 200 grams divided by 8 of fertilizer. So 200 divided by 8, so you can do the cancellation as well. 4 2s are 4 5s are 20, 0 as it is, then 25. So 25 gram of fertilizer is needed for an area of 1 meter square. Now when we are having the answer of 1 meter square, then whatever is known quantity we will keep it on our right hand side, and unknown quantity we keep it on our unknown quantity is on right hand side and known quantity is on our left hand side. So now 14 meter square is given, so now both the known quantities on our left hand side. So 14 meter square area is fertilized by 25 multiplied by 14 grams of fertilizer. Now we will multiply 25 by 14, so 25 times 10 is 250 and 25 times 4 is 100, so the final answer would be 350. So this will gives us 350 grams of fertilizer is needed, that has an area of, to fertilize an area of 14 meter square. So this is self-explanatory, so there is no need to write a statement. Now for the second part, so this was the solution of part A. Now let's see the second part. The area of the land that can be fertilized by 450 grams of fertilizer. Now how to do this one? Actually there is one more method. If we will see that there is a need of second method, yes, we can find it out. So how many quantities are given, we will write down. I am talking about part A, area and fertilizer. Two quantities are given. So area is given 8 meter square, area is fertilized by 200 grams of fertilizer. So this is part method 2. So let's discuss method 2. This one is also very easy. And in the first part, the amount of fertilizer is needed. So fertilizer is unknown, so we will write X, that has an area of 14 meter square. So there is a very simple technique. So this is 8 meter square. For an 8 meter square, 200 gram is needed. So if area would be increased, so definitely fertilizer amount would be increased. So this is direct relation. So keep both the arrows at the top or both the arrows at bottom, but the direction of both the arrows must be same because it is direct relation. Why it is direct? So for less area, less fertilizer is required, more area, more fertilizer is required. Now try to keep your unknown quantity on the left side at the top. So if I am writing X upon 200 is equal to, so in front of X means if tail side is at the top, so now over here after is equal to, I will put tail side at the top, 40 upon 8. Now if I need to find out the value of X, so X is equal to 40 multiplied by 200 divided by 8. This will gives us again the same answer. 8 ones are 8, 25s are, then 25 times. So this will gives us the same answer, 350 grams of fertilizer is needed. So this is another way to find out the same solution of the first part. Now let's look at the second part of the question. In the second part, they are asking, what they are asking, the area of land that can be fertilized by. Now land area is unknown, so we will keep all the area related thing on our right hand side and the known quantity on our left hand side. So unknown quantity should be on our right hand side, unknown should be on right hand side. So area of land that can be fertilized by 450 grams of fertilizer. So how we will start this question? We will start with the given quantity. Fertilizer is given, so fertilizer should be on our left hand side. So we will start with the given thing, that 200 gram of fertilizer is required for 8 meter square area. So we will start like this, 200 gram of fertilizer is needed for 8 meter square area. Then we will find out for 1 gram of fertilizer is needed for 8 upon 200 meter square. Then they are asking for 450. Now we will multiply both sides, both parts by 450. So this will gives us the final result. Multiply by 450. 1 0 goes out with 1 0. 5 9s are, 5 4s are, 4 1s are, 4 2s are. So 2 9s are. 18 meter square area that can be fertilized by 450 grams of fertilizer. So I hope this would be clear and understood. Now this also can be done with this pattern. Again, they both are directly linked with each other. Means if fertilizer is 200 gram, so area would be less, and if fertilizer is more, so area would be more. So both the quantities will increase or decrease in a same ratio. So again we will do the same thing, that 200 gram of fertilizer. So under fertilizer I am writing 200 gram, under area I am writing 8 meter square. Then how much area, find the area of the land. Now area is unknown, so I am taking y as unknown, and 450 gram is given. Now they both are directly linked with each other. Now you can put the arrows in the same direction, either both upward or either both downward, it is up to you. Now and try to keep the unknown on the left hand side and at the top. So if I am writing y upon 8 is equal to, so arrowhead side upward, so over here I will keep arrow upward, 450 upon 200. Now there is need to isolate y. Y is equal to 1 0 goes out with 1 0, 5 9s are 5 4s are, so now we can write 9 upon 4 multiply by 8, then 4 1s are 4 2s are, so again answer would be same, 18 meter square area that can be fertilized by 450 grams of fertilizer. So this is unitary method and this is proportion method. So I hope you have understood in with both the methods and with both the techniques. We will discuss proportion method separately in another chapter and in another class, because it is a completely different topic, and great questions can be done with the proportion method also easily. So I hope you like the content and you like the video. So please do not forget to like and subscribe and share our YouTube channel. Thank you.